Hey guys, it's Cara from Cara's Aquatics, and today we are going to be treating my 105-litre tank for the also beautiful and lovely pests of Hydras. Now, if you don't know what a Hydra is, it's essentially this like jellyfish-looking stick, little jellyfish-looking worm with these tentacles that essentially sting their prey, grab them and suck them in and devour them. They aren't really a problem for our larger fish, such as bettas, guppies, tetras, etc. However, if you've got shrimps or betta fry like me, you kind of don't want hydras about. Luckily, I don't have anything in my 105-litre tank. I did have my lovely male betta Bartholomew in there, but I just recently took him out. I'm going to be treating the tank for Hydra. So, let me grab you the product and let's talk about it. Okay, so when I went to my local pet store, they recommended this product here to me. I don't know if it's backwards for you guys, but it's basically Cloverleaf Absolute Wormer treatment, which essentially is safe for shrimps. So if you have shrimps and Hydra in the same tank, this stuff is completely safe, allegedly. Don't take my word for it, but apparently it's safe. I don't have anything in my 105-litre tank as I've moved my betta, so I'm going to be using this to treat the Hydra, and I am taking you with me as I have actually never treated Hydra before. It did say on a lot of forums and online to use this product called No Planaria, which at the time I couldn't get my hands on. So when I went to my local store and asked them what would they recommend, as I couldn't get my hands on any of the No Planaria product, I got recommended this. So let's see if this is just as effective of treating Hydra, and if not, let's find another alternative together. So as you guys can see here, it's got the instructions on the packet, and I don't need this amount. I don't need 500 litres. So we're going to do the instructions for smaller aquariums. So it's add 1 gram to a container with 100 ml of clean water. Shake well. Once dissolved, add 1 milliliter per gallon, which is 4.5 litres, and keep the premixed solution in the refrigerator and use within 7 days. It does also say to evenly distribute throughout the aquarium and to keep a good oxygen supply. Turn off any UV sterilizers at least 2 hours. There is no need to remove any absorbent filtration. After 48 hours, we're to carry out a 75% water change using a siphon or gravel cleaner, depending on what you want to call it. And then we're to repeat the treatments on day 15 and day 45. I don't quite know if we're going to need to repeat the treatments for the smaller aquariums, but we're definitely going to be trying it out. I'll be keeping an eye out for any hydras. If I need to repeat treatment, I will just follow the dosage here for the sort of bigger ones, but so let's go grab this mixture up. So in the bag, I just have this little white bag and this 1 gram scoop. So I'm just going to open the packet. It looks like snow, to be honest, like powdered snow. And I'm just going to take 1 level scoop. Just as so. You guys can just see in the corner there. Just a level scoop. I've just got a little spoon and I'm just going to stir and make sure it's all dissolved. There we go. So now I'm just going to simply grab my pipette measure out the measurements that I need for my aquarium, spread it all into the water quite evenly, and then hopefully we will see some difference in the hydras. Been a bit longer than I'd like to admit since an update on the hydras, but the product that my local fish store had suggested to me, it didn't work at all. So unfortunately, I think it's actually probably made it worse. Simply because I did that, I think that water change had probably set them all off and has really made them have a growth spurt, which annoyingly enough means I now have more hydra in my tank. But on a better note, I was able to get some no Planaria whilst it was back in stock online. Thank goodness for that. So we're going to give this another shot. So I actually got in touch with another local fish store of mine, and they had recommended a chemical product called flubenazole, I believe it's pronounced. Basically, you can find it in some anti-wormers, which in store they do have an anti-wormer treatment which has that chemical in it. It did say it might take a few treatments, but we're going to try this no Planaria first. And if that doesn't work, that's probably our last backup. So let's hope and pray that this stuff works so I don't have to spend any more money. So it has came with a little scoop. And it hasn't said to, oh, it actually said to remove my carbon filter, actually, now that I remember, so. Okay, so it has actually said to remove my carbon filter. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm simply just going to take this out. And this out from my filter. So we'll take these out just because these have got carbon in them, and I mean they are needing replaced anyway now, so we'll take these out whilst we're doing the treatment. This could have been the reason why maybe the other stuff didn't work, because it did say on the packet though I didn't need to remove any carbon filters. So that could be something to keep in mind for you guys if you end up with that first product I ended up with. So yeah. Just something to keep in mind, guys. So it simply says just 1 spoonful per 50 litres. It doesn't say I need to pre-dissolve it or anything like that, so I am Just gonna put 1 scoop. I feel like I should pre-dissolve it. I'm just gonna try and scatter it a little bit. I'm gonna put a spoon. So there we go, that's the treatment done. I'm probably just going to get my tweezers and give it a quick mix just to make sure it melts all at the bottom. So this stuff says it should take control, so if you guys can see that, in 72 hours. So hopefully this means that I only need to do maybe 3 doses of treatment. Hopefully less, but we'll see. So hopefully this will work and I will keep you guys updated. I'm just going to get my tweezers and I'm just going to mix this stuff that's kind of clumped at the bottom that I can see. Would I recommend pre-dissolving it? Yeah, probably get like a cup, put the measurements that you need into it, and then I would pour it on top. So a little tip from me to you on that product. Okay guys, so I have followed the treatment for the no Planaria for the 3 days. I also did a 25% water change, and great news, the Hydra are finally gone from my tank. The no Planaria worked honestly within just about 24 hours. But I decided to just follow through the whole treatment just to stay on the safe side, because I did know I had a lot of Hydra in my tank. So now that the Hydras are gone, I can finally introduce you guys to some new fish that I recently got. If you have been following my Facebook, you already know what I've got. But let me introduce you to my new fish. So this handsome boy is a dwarf gourami, and I have decided to name him Shere Khan from Jungle Book. And this here is his beautiful girlfriend. It's a female dwarf gourami. There's quite a size difference between the two. But they're still getting used to this tank. Yes, man. My glass is so dirty. Sorry guys. This is Ka. She loves playing in the bubbles. She's cute. The best thing I can probably give you from this video, guys, is do lots of research. For example, I knew that the no Planaria would have worked straight away, but because they didn't have any in stock, I followed a different person's advice who didn't really actually know what they were saying, sold me a product, and they actually had to Google if the product would work for what I was looking for, and Google told them yes. And it didn't. So would it possibly have worked if maybe I had continued the treatment? Possibly. But because of how concentrated that medication was, and the fact that I had to dilute it, and it didn't really give me any more like instructions to keep treating the tank for the Hydra, it wasn't really any good for me, at least. So do your research, guys. Figure out what works for you, what works for other people, and just come with your own conclusions. That's the best advice I can give you. But nonetheless, I hope you found this video at least somewhat helpful, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!